What do you think is the most adventurous thing you'll ever do this year? How about skydiving out of a plane with a bag full of cash and a parachute on your back? Well, if you're not quite so daring, then you probably won't mind taking a quiz. Okay, seriously, who here would jump out of a plane with only a parachute and a briefcase full of money? And what about landing in the middle of nowhere with nothing but thick forest all around you? Still not so keen on the idea. Well, how about just listening to me recount the unbelievable tale of D.B. Cooper, the man who did exactly that? On the afternoon of November 24, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving, a man in his mid-40s walked into Portland International Airport, Oregon. He was dressed neatly in a dark suit, a black tie with a mother-of-pearl tie clip, and a white shirt. He carried only a black briefcase. He bought a one-way ticket under the name Dan Cooper for Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305, a short 30-minute trip to Seattle, Washington. Once the Boeing 727 took off, Cooper calmly ordered a bourbon and soda. Then he handed a folded note to flight attendant Florence Schaffner. Thinking it was just a phone number, she slipped it into her pocket. Cooper leaned toward her and whispered, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." He then showed her the briefcase. Inside was a black box with red sticks, wires, and a battery. He explained that if she didn't do as he said, he would open the box and release the deadly cyanide gas within. The airline and FBI scrambled. When Flight 305 landed in Seattle, the passengers were released in exchange for the ransom and parachutes. But Cooper kept the crew on board and ordered the plane to take off again, heading toward Mexico City. The bizarre game continued until about 8:13 p.m. as the plane flew slowly at a low altitude of 10,000 feet with the rear stairway lowered. That's when the crew felt a sudden shift in cabin pressure. Cooper had opened the rear stairs and vanished into the night with the ransom money, parachute strapped on. When the plane landed in Reno, Nevada, he was gone. The largest manhunt in FBI history began, but no trace of Cooper was ever found. Over the years, hundreds of soldiers, police, and volunteers scoured the wilderness of southwest Washington state where he was last seen. In 1980, a boy camping along the Columbia River found $5,800 of Cooper as ransom money buried in the sand. It was the only physical evidence ever recovered. Despite thousands of tips and an investigation spanning 45 years, the FBI officially closed the case in 2016. To this day, D.B. Cooper's true identity and fate remain unknown.